Crowds war cry. Power bombs. Necks collide. Suffering fuels the warrior's pride. Revolution X. Watching pain ignite. Judging chaos. Screaming through the fight. Blood on the mat. Chaos reigns. We review the carnage, the glory, the pain. Every slam, every roar. Revolution X craves more. Chairs swing, skulls collide, ropes burn as giants collide. Submission holds, arms snap, twisting fate in a brutal trap. Revolution X, judges of despair. Wrestling's torment, we rip and tear. Blood on the mat, chaos reigns. We review the carnage, the glory, the pain. Every slam, every roar. Revolution X craves more. Blood on the mat, chaos reigns. We review the carnage, the glory, the pain. Every slam, every roar. Revolution X craves more.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the stream tonight. It's Saturday night, so this is a special edition of the RevX Wrestling Review. As always, I'm Buddha Fire. That's MJ Hat, and man, this was a solid show.
Yeah, listen, several things we talked about yesterday, even several things we discussed over the weekend, and I know that not all of that was on Twitch, right? But some of that we were just talking, and man, did we hit the hammer on the nail and the nail on the head? I'm telling you, like this is good. This is good. Buddha,
Yo,
before we get into the show, let me ask. Nice to see you, Rage. By the way,
yes,
ha-
doing all right, Rage.
do you wanna do something a little different and give our numbers at the beginning? Because this one's
Like
pretty high for me.
what we gave the show,
Yes,
4 for me.
I can agree with that. 4 for
What's
tonight's
up,
show.
Alucard?
That's a high as fuck rating from me. I just want you to know that. High as fuck. But Elimination Chamber is one of my favorite events, so I might be a little biased. Just a smidge. Just
It
a
really
smidge.
didn't disappoint tonight.
No, no, honestly, there was a lot of good spots, a lot of back and forth, and a lot of what could have been mishaps, but thank God it wasn't mishaps. But listen, we're here, we're gonna talk about it. How is it? Lee says, Trick Williams goes, "What? Let's talk about it." So that's what we're here to do. Match number one was the women's elimination chamber match. Oh, What's up, Broken Wolf? What's happening? Hello, Aspie. Welcome in, guys.
What's
Match
up,
number one
guys?
was the Elimination Chamber match. It was for the women. It was Asuka taking on Alexa Bliss, taking on Raquel Rodriguez, taking on Rhea Bloody Ripley, taking on Tiffany Stratton, taking on Kiana James. Thank you for throwing Bartman out the window, Warby. I appreciate that. Um, this honestly, the starters of this match was Tiffany and Kiana James. We all knew going into this that Kiana James wasn't going to be a serious contender. Okay, she was. We paid Rowan already. Okay, Warby. I, I can't do it. Not on the wrestling one. I can't. I just can't. Yeah, I can. There you go. All right. Um, what did you think, man? Where Tiffany and Kiana started. Who did you say was going to start? I don't remember. Pretty sure you got that right.
I got that right.
I think I said Rhea. Well, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Buddha might be a little embarrassed. Yeah,
Buddha is embarrassed. He looks.
he doesn't get the joke. He doesn't get the joke.
I don't get the joke.
It's fine. It's fine. Um, Oscar was the first from the pod, followed by Alexa, followed by Rhea, followed by Raquel. So that's your entry order. This was several wonderful spots. However, let's talk about the order of elimination.
Okay.
First was Alexa via a black mist, well, green mist by Oscar. It's normally black, to be fair.
I thought it was blue tonight.
No, it was green. It was green. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was blue. I don't know. It's normally black though, is my point. Oscar got rolled up by Kiana James, which is shocking. Next out, or no, I'm lying to you. Alexa got eliminated by the roll up by Kiana after the mist from Oscar. That's what it was. Next out was Kiana and Oscar via Tahana Bomb, a double pin. So that's kind of insane. Yeah, I like it,
Well,
Mad Hatter. Just saying.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
I think it's
Mad
good.
Hatter, the hat suits him. Truthfully,
I love it. I love it. Um, I don't know. Raquel looked on fire here when she was putting out two people at the same time. But that left Tiffany, Rhea, and Raquel. Raquel is eliminated after Rhea hits a flip off the top of the pod, and then Tiff hits the PME for the 3. So, you know, the ending saw Rhea hit Riptide on Tiffany Stratton for the win, meaning Rhea Ripley is taking on Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. Let's talk about it. What do you,
when did Rhea Ripley become a luchador?
you know,
Like
there's been a
I seen
lot
her
of
do
that
some
in her.
insane stuff tonight. That the
Yesterday,
flip
too.
off the top of the pod, that was impressive. The only reason she done the Hino Karate yesterday was just because Nia Jackson hold her.
Sure.
But I mean, okay, let's say, do you see her really doing that to like Tiffy Stratton or Jade Cargill for that matter? And
No,
it looked legit. No, all
no.
right, that's what I'm saying. But the flip onto Raquel, that was some impressive shit.
Yeah, I
Like I
agree.
didn't expect her to come flying off top of that like that. But
I didn't
they
either.
landed beautifully. Like, but no, let's talk about Rhea Ripley. We called that last night. We did call that
100%.
because honestly and truthfully, besides Tiffy Stratton, and like I said, my reason was simply just to rebook the rematch. That was the only reason I even said Tiffy Stratton, but I went with Rhea. Rhea is the dominant face that Jade needs to have a solid match at Mania.
Rhea's going to take that title, dude. Like,
Oh, I agree
hands down.
wholeheartedly. I agree
Rage,
wholeheartedly.
thank you for the 20 stream streak, my dude.
Right
Freaking
on.
legend.
What a streak. That's a streak.
Freaking legend. Um, okay, so that's all fine and dandy, but I mean, surely you don't think Jade retains?
No, no. I think Jade Cargill being champion has been a waste of time, honestly.
So let me ask you here, because Elimination Chamber, it's one of the big ones over the years. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Giving that this was I don't remember how many they said, 10th women's chamber. Where would you rank it? Like on the list?
Probably somewhere around 6.
I was
Like
about.
it
I was
was
gonna go
good.
7.
It had solid spots, but it also had a lot of miscues and mishaps in it.
Okay. Yeah, you're
You got to
right.
be careful with that.
The chamber is a dangerous place. I mean, you're talking about 2 miles of chain wrapped around in the shape of an octagon with 4 pods on the inside and all kinds of grates on the outside of the ring. Man, I guarantee it hurts. Just hands down. There's no way it doesn't. But that was match number 1. Let's talk match number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, this was for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. It was Becky Lynch defending her Intercontinental title against Chicago's own AJ Lee. You wanna
Hold on a second.
you wanna talk
For
about it?
context, I'm not reading because I'm still recovering from cataract surgery, so that's why Hat's doing all the reading.
Yeah,
Just to let everybody know what's going on out there.
that that's fair. That's fair. I meant to mention that and I forgot.
All good.
Speaking of context, for context here, we need to be clear. This is AJ Lee's first singles match in a decade. All right, so she's going
Think
into
about
this
that,
thing
guys.
with so much ring rust.
Green, green. Like
Wade Barrett pointed out multiple times during this match that he had a singles match since she did, and he's been on commentary for the past 5 years. So,
that's true.
you know.
That's true.
That being said, Becky dominated most of this match, showing the feud with the ref, Jessica Carr, the whole time. Jessica did take a bullet from Becky in the form of an ankle, like up against the side of her head. I don't know, man. I think that's going to be a story coming up for Mania. I would love to see Jessica throw down with Becky Lynch, but I don't think we're there yet.
Well, she's already a wrestler. She wrestles under a mask for Evolve,
Yeah, I was going to.
which
Is it
is
Evolve or
WWE's.
is it LFG?
No, I think it's Evolve.
Okay.
I might be
Okay.
wrong on that, but I don't see her. Okay, so the only reason I say that is I don't see her being part of LFG and being a WWE referee.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is for like up and coming indies that are coming up. That's what LFG's for.
Yeah. So during this portion, while Jessica was knocked out, the ref, AJ Lee did get a hold of a Black Widow on Becky, and Becky did tap out. So right there, AJ Lee should be your Intercontinental Champion. However, through it all, and there were lots of good spots here, AJ gets the Black Widow in a second time after Jessica Carr got up and does get Becky to tap out, making her the new Intercontinental Champion. Buddha, what do you think about that? What about Becky and Jessica? Like, where can this go?
I mean, if they book it right, they got 6 weeks. She can continue to blame the ref. The ref finally has enough. They get a match going. There we go for WrestleMania. What a way to open up your career.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that something you think people would pay for to see Becky versus the ref that screwed her all year long?
It'd be a good filler match because that's really all it's going to be.
That's fair. I can't argue with that. All right.
But let's talk about the fact that I got this wrong. I said that Becky would retain because I was seriously afraid that they wouldn't change titles tonight because they changed the tag titles last night for the women's tag. So I didn't figure they would transition that over to tonight. I stand corrected, and I'm glad AJ won. It's in hometown heroes. It makes for good content. However, I really thought they would and I don't think Dark Tree's here with us, but Dark and I both agreed that they let Becky retain and set up for WrestleMania, which still will maybe set up for WrestleMania. I don't know. It just really depends. We'll see what happens between Becky Lynch and Jessica Carr.
Yeah, I really think there's going to be a story there. Match number 3 was for the Raw World Heavyweight Championship. It was your champion and Chicago native, CM Punk, taking on the Belfast Brute himself, Finn Balor. This match started very slow, very technical, back and forth between both men. Would you like? I mean, you can if you like, Aspie. I imagined he would show up, so he had talked about it yesterday. Um, let's see. There was a point where Punk landed wrong and tweaked his ribs in the middle of this match. Finn Balor really started to take advantage at that point. This was really damn good, though. Both these men were on top for a portion of the match. They both looked amazing. However, in the end, CM Punk did hit the go to sleep for the victory. And after the match, and this is probably the most controversial part that we're going to talk about here. After the match, Finn Balor stands up, pushes CM Punk, and then goes to shake his hand. Right? And y'all can see where this is going, right? CM Punk actually shook this man's hand. And there was no repercussions, no beatdowns, no BS. This was a wonderful sportsmanship segment. That being said, let's talk about Finn Balor for a second. Finn Balor is on the verge of a face turn. I
Agreed.
think the end of the Judgment Day is in his future. That's my thoughts. What
For
do you think?
him, for him, I still say the Judgment Day stays around. They'd still have. I think they'd still have JD and Dawn, plus the three ladies, so they could keep it going. But if they decide that this is a good time to split the Judgment Day, it's not going to be like, oh my god, either.
That's fair. Madrox. Madrox, are you here with us in the audience tonight? If not, it's okay. But I just wanted to check before we go over this next segment because I have to give flowers where flowers are due. Ladies and gentlemen, Madrox. Madrox totally got this next segment right. Congratulations, Madrox. The box. Let's talk about the box. This was Danhausen. And Madrox came in last night and he said, dude, 100%, I know it. I've heard it. It's been all over the internet. And he was right. It has. We just hadn't seen it.
Right.
Madrox called this and said, hey, Danhausen's in the box. So here we go. It was a Vampiro kind of style, like, dance. It looked like it was straight out of the 60s.
That's like, so.
Yeah, I don't know how else to describe it. Like a El Vampira kind of thing with all these backup dancers. It was really odd. So I'm curious to see what they do with him. What do you think about Danhausen?
I don't see the point of what we watched. Like, just being honest with you guys, I'm sorry, but like there was no point that this part of the show needed to happen. It was stupid. It lasted all of 2 minutes, long enough for him to circle the ring, get in the ring, and do his little taunt, and then the screen, and then everything goes black, and they're gone. Like there was no point for this. This was just a filler segment for a new signee that I'm sorry is probably not going to make it far.
Sure.
But
I don't see him
just
doing very
speaking
much
on Danhausen. Danhausen is one of those names that get over, but he's not one of those names that get over in the way of title opportunities. Does that make sense?
100% it does. You're talking mid-card extravaganza.
Yeah.
So let's get into the meat and potatoes, guys. This is what everybody's here for. Let's talk about the men's elimination chamber match, the main event of the evening. This was Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton versus LA Knight versus Javon Evans versus Trick Williams versus Logan Paul. The first four entrants to come out were obviously going in the pods. That was Trick Williams, LA Knight, Logan Paul, and Randy Orton, which meant the starters were the young OG Javon Evans and the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. Now, Cody has been picked. Everybody wants him to tell his story. He's still on this 3 years of Mania main events. That man, no, we're not going to do that this year. Before I cover this match, there are some records here that need to be discussed. This is Orton's 10th chamber for men. Now, the men have been having more chambers than the women, obviously. They didn't start the women's chambers till about a decade ago. But the men, Orton's been in 10 of them. Also, before the match, Orton is also 4 minutes shy of breaking the all time spent record in the Elimination Chamber, which belonged to John Cena at 3 hours and 58 minutes. Another record shattered was Javon Evans. Javon Evans is the youngest participant, being 21 years old, which is younger than the chamber itself, mind you, uh, replacing Randy Orton as the youngest participant. So, how about them apples?
That's some solid facts to get started with.
Well, I mean, it's the truth. They were spitting out all that real quick, like, and I had to be on top of it. So the match started. Javon Evans and Cody Rhodes were going at it, and that looked fairly good, you know. And then the first pod was opened, and it was Trick Williams. Now, if you don't know, because I didn't know, I'm not an NXT guy. Trick Williams and Javon Evans have quite a bit of history. So they battled back and forth for a few minutes while Cody laid on the outside of the ring, and, he got involved every so often. The next pod to be opened was Logan Paul, followed by LA Knight, followed by the final participant, Randy Orton.
I'd like to
Javon
touch on something right here
Yep,
before you go further.
that's fine.
It was very weird that the way they came out to the ring was the way that they entered the elimination chamber as well.
Is that true?
Trick Williams came out first, followed by Logan Paul, followed by LA Knight, followed by Randy Orton. Then
No, LA
Javon
came out.
Evans.
LA came out before Logan, bro.
No, he didn't. He came out after.
No, I didn't. Promise. Because I wrote it on the notes as they came out.
Yeah, you might be right on that. Okay, so they flip flopped like one set though, but for the
But
most
that's
part,
it.
everybody came out just as they came out to the ring. It was a neat little snippet, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You're right, except for that one set, but 100%. Javon Evans was the first man eliminated, and shockingly, it was by Logan Paul and the Pulverizer. Yes, he named his finishing move after himself. Stupid. Logan Paul then eliminated LA Knight, shocker, via low blow. And then, as if I was done, Logan Paul also eliminated Trick Williams after Cody hits a crossroads, making sure that Logan eliminated half the field, which only left Logan, Randy, and Cody. You good, bro?
Oh yeah.
So, just hold on now, because this is where it gets important. As Trick Williams was going to be removed from the ring, we get another masked man spot. A man tries to climb the cage. He gets yanked off of it, and security, every bit of security they had meets on this guy, and they pull the mask off. And again, it's nobody. Now, Buddha, tell me if I'm lying. While this was going on, I said decoy, 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 and
Yes.
then another masked man appears, sneaks into the ring. Lo and behold, stomp on Logan Paul, which, hey, whatever. Cody gets the pin on that, which is great. So then the man takes off his mask, and it's Seth freaking Rollins. No
Yes, sir.
shot. Been
Yes,
saying that
sir.
for weeks. I feel glad to be validated. Buddha, Seth Rollins. Seth freaking Rollins.
Perfect timing for him to come back. I really feel as though this sets up more. We'll get into that right after the end of this match.
Okay, that's fair. Let's see. Seth Rollins unmasked himself. This is down to Cody and Randy. However, the door was still open, and Drew McIntyre runs out and hits Cody with the title in the back of the head. Cody then dodges a Claymore, to which Drew, when he's coming out of the corner, he eats an RKO. He stands up real quick, gets a crossroads from Cody, and as Cody gets up, Randy unleashes another RKO on Cody to get the 1-2-3, making Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre your new main event for one of the nights of WrestleMania. Buddha, we got to talk all things chamber here.
Oh,
Seth
man.
Rollins.
Seth Rollins being back makes me happy. This is going to be face Seth Rollins. It's not going to be heel Seth Rollins. He does good work regardless of which one he is. But I feel as
100%.
though he gets a better pop when he's a face than he does a heel.
Me too. I like Seth Rollins as a face. I like that he's going to be going up against something he created. Although
Mm-hmm.
we still need the return of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. So I just, there's more to come on this story. I know there is. It'll be going past Mania, no doubt. But I do think we're going to get a Mania match. There's going to be something there.
I
Cody
think Seth
Rhodes,
Paul, Logan Paul.
Seth Logan Paul. That's not a bad
Yeah,
shout. But what about Austin
I think
Theory?
lost in the shuffle again.
That would be very unfortunate. He's got talent, that
Like
kid.
he really does, but they're doing nothing with him. I feel as though he should have been the one in Logan Paul's spot.
Yeah, it would have worked out a lot better.
I feel as
Um,
though it would.
let's talk Cody Rhodes. Cody now has no way into the main event of WrestleMania, so how does he get to the show of shows? How does he get to the
Well, we've
stage of the
seen
Immortals?
we've seen that clip after the show of Nick Aldis and Drew McIntyre, and you know that had to do with the fact that he interfered in that match.
100%.
So there is this small part of me that says that Nick Aldis will find some way to put Cody Rhodes into a triple threat with Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
That makes
that's
sense.
going to be my pool. That's going to be my uh,
Long-term
predicted
booking.
storyline going to Mania.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and we'll see what happens. Um, I figured we would really get a match or two out of this, but I feel as though the only match we'll get is Logan Paul, Seth Rollins.
Well, that's not true. We did get a couple of title matches. Let's not forget. We now
Well, no,
know
I
all
mean just like
four.
out of everything that happened in the Elimination Chamber. Like I figured there would be a spot where a good guy cost a good guy, and we get a good clash out of that, and that didn't really happen tonight.
I think they'll do that setting up on Monday. However, I can tell you another match we'll get besides one of the four main titles, and that's going to be your women's intercontinental match. I think AJ Lee will be defending against Becky Lynch because, hey,
Mm,
rematch. So
I
I just see
agree.
that. But speaking of the other matches for Mania, there is one that is booked in stone. And right now, that's Randy versus Drew. That part is guaranteed. Whether they
That
add
part is
Cody to the
guaranteed.
mix or not is a whole nother story. Randy versus Drew. If it's just one on one, what are your thoughts?
Mm. Would like to see Randy win, but I feel as though they'd give it to Drew. Let him actually have a meaningful title reign.
See, this is where I got to disagree with you, man. I think. What's up,
What's
Madrox?
up, Matt
Welcome in,
Drops?
buddy. I was giving you flowers earlier for being right about Danhausen, just so you know. You're welcome to check out the VOD. I'll do it again. Ladies and gentlemen, Madrox has appeared. Welcome in, Madrox. How you doing, buddy? Um, you were 100% right. I cannot stress that enough. So, thank you for that. And we're almost at the end of the show here, but we were talking about Randy Orton versus Drew, and Buddha is saying he thinks Cody Rhodes will be added to the mix, and I just want to throw that out there. So let me just say, if this is Randy versus Drew, my thoughts,
Mm.
I think Randy's going to earn 15. And
That
that's
that's
true.
true. That's very true.
For reference, podcast audience, Aspie says in the chat, nothing is ever just one on one, legal or illegal. And you're 100% right. There's always some kind of DQ spot or some interference or somebody gets in the way or there's some storyline. There's always going to be storylines. And that's part of the business. That's part of what makes the show the show. And some people frown on it. They don't like it. Other people's are all about it. Oh, wow. I just got some really good information. But I can't spoil it right now because it's not mine to spoil. Okay, so Buddha, Buddha.
Hmm.
Overall, you gave this show a 4. Can I ask what was your favorite part?
Favorite part? Probably the men's elimination chamber. It was very solidly booked. Everybody got Tom Deshawn. It wasn't just like in the women's, Alexa Bliss got eliminated so quickly. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, she got eliminated before everybody was out of their pods. At least we got to see all six men out of their pods fighting one another for a little bit before everything goes haywire.
That's
But I think
true.
men's elimination chamber was actually probably the best part of the night for me.
For me, I gotta say the world heavyweight match, man. The battle between CM Punk and Finn Balor, magnifique. It really was done
It
well.
was a solid match.
I think that the Finn Balor face turn is coming, and that excites me because maybe that'll get Finn's career back on track. I hate to see him waste his time because he's so talented. There's a lot of people in the WWE that are extremely talented. It's like the major leagues, right? Like when
Hmm.
you do sports, you got your collegiate, you got your I'm sorry, I'm blanking here, but you guys know what I'm talking about. You got your majors and your minors. So it WWE is like the major leagues for a lot of these guys, and I think even to be there, you have to have some sort of talent, unless your name is Jade
Agreed.
Cargill.
Still agreed.
I just saying. I will never stop throwing shade at Jade. So
All right, guys.
yeah, that's about all I got.
Well, since we're at the end of the show, we're going to do our nice little thing where we open up open Q&A. Chat, if you got anything you'd like to ask us, please feel free to do that. We open it up for about 5 minutes, so fire away on us.
100%. Um, and again, Madrox, thank you for the predictions. Dark Tree hopped up on stage yesterday. If anybody would like to do it over the mic, you're welcome to. That would be exclamation point stage in the chat, and it'll give you a link directly to the Revolution X stage where you can raise your hand, come up, and be featured on the show. So that's entirely up to you again. And just to wake everybody up, there you go. That I figured you needed that. All right. Let me just ask here.
I missed your thoughts
You
on Rollins. Oh, I was a happy camper. Happy camper.
Madrox, thank you for the 7. I appreciate that, my dude. Um, yeah, I gotta agree. I've been talking about it for weeks that Rollins was the masked man, and I know you've been right behind me, kind of saying the same thing. But Rollins, 100%. I I think those are his students. I think that's what we discovered,
Yes.
right, Buddha? Those
Yes.
are his students that he's been sending out to the ring under the mask. So I really think that that's awesome, and it could be a whole way for a new generation to get in. Seth Rollins is the architect, after all. He is
Yes.
the Monday Night Messiah, if you will, and I think we've got face turn Rollins on our hands. And Buddha, you put that best. I have to agree, 100%. What about you, Madrox? Just what do you think about Rollins and the way things went down? It's a fair question. If I do say so myself. And I do, because, you know, I don't know why that didn't pop up in the chat. That's weird. Should have. Like it didn't go through the shared chat. But guys,
What?
anybody else have any questions? Anybody want to come up on stage? Again, exclamation point stage gets you're probably already a member of the Doobie Den. You're welcome to come on up. So
Yeah,
man,
it
he
kind of
kind of
sucks everyone is
sucks.
usually on the division. Secondly, how about those female vampire ladies?
Yeah, listen about that. About that. Thank you, Rage. Yeah, we'll probably have to blow through the first set of ads. Um, yeah, Danhausen is cool. Like I'm okay with that. I think again what Buddha said is true, and he's probably going to be in the early mid card for the first little bit. But this whole it really was a 60s kind of vibe for me. It was El Vampiric, you got, or how do you pronounce her name? Vampira? You know what I mean? Um,
Elvira?
Elvira. That's it. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I was
Yeah,
looking for. Yeah,
I
man,
got a pop of her
100%.
somewhere.
Mr. Iguana versus Danhausen, old school WWE gimmicks. Oh man, that's sexy. I love it. Thank you, Madrox.
That
Let me
would
just
be an
say,
interesting match.
Yeah.
I'm about it. I'm about it. Just seriously, I, you know, I am impressed, man. I'm normally not smiling after one of these events, but tonight, all I can say is, damn,
Damn.
So
Good shit.
yeah, I'm doing sound alerts, right?
I guess. I don't hear
No, I know. I know you don't. I know you don't.
them.
I
But
I
anyway,
mean,
guys, I think that's going to do it for us this evening. We want to thank you all for coming on into the stream. We greatly appreciate it. If you're watching this live, make sure that you leave us a like, follow if you haven't already. I messed about LA Knight. Is he going to? No, he's not. Unfortunately, he is not, Madrox.
no, he got
He
eliminated
actually
by
was
Logan
second.
Paul.
He was second eliminated.
Yep. It's very
Yeah,
sad.
I said the same thing. I was very we were watching that, and I was very disappointed.
It's
Very, very
such a
disappointed.
downer. Such a downer.
Can I go to sleep now? Please do. I'm sure it's probably
Aspie.
the bedtime for some people.
Yeah, it is.
So.
Aspie's on across the pond, so 100% it
Oh yeah,
is.
definitely time for her to go to bed then. All right, guys. Well, we thank you all for coming on to watch the stream. We will be live again on Friday night with another episode of RevX's Wrestling Review, recapping WWE for the week of. Oh, we'll be in March by the time we get to this one. So,
Yep.
be March the 5th, 6th, something like that.
100%.
But anyway, guys,
Right.
until then, I'm Buddha. That's Hat. We will catch you guys on the flip side later. And peace out.
Bye, guys. No, not tomorrow, Rage. I love you, though. Bye.